Former gamers of Reddit, what was the reason you stopped playing video games altogether, or a lot less frequently? The last time I played a video game was December. The reason was I realized I hated half the games I had, but more so I did a massive tidy out and realized I could do better things with my time. That eventuated into just sleeping way more often. I learned everything you do is a sacrifice to something else. For example, if I played video games for 10 hours on a Sunday, that's get hours I could have used to accomplish or learn something. I like video games and still play them, but I don't want my greatest accomplishment in life 100%ing a game. I love playing guitar, learning languages, and reading far more. I recently quit CSGO, over 3,000 hours, for the same reason I've quit other lifestyle games such as Overwatch, Rocket League, Rainbow Six Siege. They consume way too much of my free time. I would come in from work and can spend hours on end playing them without really anything to show for it. If I'd spent that much time doing something more productive like playing guitar, then I'd at least be pretty good at guitar by the end of it. But being good at games is pretty unimpressive to most people and isn't really transferable out of the game. I still intend to play games, recently started Resident Evil 4, but with single player games there's no pressure to be locked into an ongoing match and I have more control over how much time I spend in it. Also, and in my opinion more importantly, I find these lifestyle kind of games have a negative effect on my mental state. Whilst I've never resorted to the casual racism that's rampant in these environments, I have found myself at least partially falling victim to the quick to anger and blame everyone that isn't me mentality. For example, in Overwatch, someone on the team always gets scapegoated for the entire team's failure, usually the damage per second. I found that even out with games. I had become more self-centered and had a shorter temper. So for those reasons I quit. I had quit before and came back, but after I came back I fell right back into the old mindset, so I think it's best that I just avoid them altogether. I stopped playing video games around 2012 because everything just felt the same to me. Everything seemed like some version of Call of Duty, Gears of War, or Batman Arkham Asylum. Rocket League did bring me back though. Every game is an online-only microtransaction mess. Or there is some downloadable content bullshit. In my day I played single-player story-driven games. They were complete experiences out the box. And there were tons of them. The modern gaming industry is greedy and toxic, and doesn't care about their customer. When you get older, there's a growing list of shit that you have to do. And not just things that are day-to-day adulting, I hate that word, tasks, but things that you need to do if you want to advance or improve in life. Sure, I'm still friends with a few people who spend every waking minute they are not at work, buried in video games. But I can't be one of them anymore. I'm still guilty of losing myself occasionally when I find a game I really like for a few weeks/month. Witcher 3, I'm looking your direction. But inevitably, I put it down and get back to business. At some point, leveling up in real life just became more important than having a level 70 nerd master character build. For me, there were two things. The communities I was a part of grew increasingly toxic, but gaming alone isn't as fun. I found other hobbies that took more time. I still game, but I'm pickier about what I'll put my money into, and I find I'd rather revisit old games than take a chance on some of the crap coming out. I discovered a love for hiking, and it's considerably better for my mental and physical health, and more of my free hours on weekends goes to that now, but I still typically find a few hours during the week to chill with the like, for people that I'm still pals with online to play games. Not criticizing anyone who likes to play. Just my own opinion. After years of playing 40 hours a week and working a full-time job, I realized that yes, games are fun, but there is no development. There was no change in all that time in my life. I reflected on it all and realized I wasted years and years of my life hiding behind a screen. I stopped when I realized the ratio feeling of joy and accomplishment / time investment of video game was far inferior to the one of my other hobbies. I don't have the money and depression made me addicted. Escapism is important for someone who rarely would rather be dead. Now I just sleep all the time and get disappointed when I wake up. Realizing that sinking my money and time in digital goods was not a very good idea, moved over to sinking my money on guitars and instruments. Might move to other markets if I get bored. Competitive online matches only make me stressed and angry. Even a win is more relief than joy. I had to quit any sort of competitive matches entirely. It's never worth it for me. Got a job. After getting a job, I wanted to get a girlfriend and a better job. Now I have no time for video games. I don't miss it really. Last time I hopped into a multiplayer game, the chat was filled with incredibly immature adults who are supposedly in their 20s, and I was so out of tune with their humor. I'm not saying everybody who plays video games is like that, but man, public chat is filled with idiots on Battlefield. Still enjoy the occasional non-open world game such as Alien Isolation.